Falling for Havoc, a Wattpad novella written by M.E. Randall. Chapter 13, Broken Memories.
The solid thud of my backpack hitting the worn kitchen counter resonates through the quiet room, perfectly matching the deep, unsettling knot twisting in my stomach. The familiar scent of lingering spices and the faint hum of the refrigerator amplify my anxiety, making this moment heavier. "What's wrong, sweetie?" Mom asks, her voice gentle as she stirs the bubbling soup with a worn wooden spoon. The rich, earthy aroma of the stew, filled with tender chunks of vegetables and savory herbs, wafts through the kitchen, making my stomach rumble. I can see the steam rising from the pot, curling into the air like delicate tendrils, and I instinctively inhale deeply, letting the warm, comforting scent envelop me. "It's been a month and Emily hasn't shown up at school," I tell her. Emily's disappearance is starting to consume my thoughts, sending a shiver of fear through me. I can't shake the feeling that something is terribly wrong. I pull out my phone to check my contacts, hoping to see her name pop up. But to my dismay, it's as if she never existed. Her number is inexplicably absent from my list. Her disappearance is starting to scare me, but I can't think of where to look for her. "Emily? Who's Emily?" My mom asks, a puzzled expression crossing her face. I feel a jolt of surprise at her words. How could she not know who Emily is? Emily has been my closest friend since childhood, with whom I've shared countless secrets, laughed at our inside jokes, and been my confidant in times of trouble. It's hard to believe that my mother, who usually remembers even the most minor details about my life, wouldn't recognize such an important person to me. The room around us seems to shrink as I grapple with her lack of familiarity with her. My best friend, Mom. She's been over 1,000,000 times. Mom chuckles softly, her eyes sparkling with amusement as she gently taps the wooden spoon against the rim of the steaming pot. The sound resonates warmly in the cozy kitchen, filled with the rich aromas of her cooking. After a moment, she carefully places the spoon down on the intricately designed ceramic utensil rest, the glaze glinting under the soft overhead light. Turning to me with a playful smile, she says, "Honey, you've never once had a friend named Emily come over for a visit. In fact, I can't recall ever hearing you mention anyone by that name." My brows knit together in a deep furrow as I strain to conjure an image of my friend. Yet, like grains of sand slipping through my fingers, any memory of her quickly evaporates from my mind. A jolt of panic surges through me, tightening in my chest. Just moments ago, she had felt so tangible, her laughter still echoing in my thoughts. And yet now, I find myself grappling with the unsettling uncertainty of her name and the contours of her face. The familiar warmth of our friendship feels like a fading ember, and I desperately reach out, longing to grasp the essence of what once was. "Here." My mom pulls me from my thoughts. "Your favorite." She pushes a plate full of treats toward me, wiping away any hint of anxiety. "Honey cakes!" I exclaim, my eyes lighting up as I eagerly snatch one from the plate. The moment I take a bite, the soft, fluffy cake melts in my mouth, its delicate sweetness intertwined with the warm, nutty notes of toasted sesame seeds. Each mouthful is a delightful explosion of flavors that dance around my taste buds. I can't help but hum in pure delight, my happiness radiating as I turn to my mom, beaming with gratitude. "Thanks, Mom," I say, genuinely appreciating her love and care in making these delightful treats. "You're welcome. Now go get your homework down while I finish up dinner." I nod appreciatively as I accept the plate of honey cakes, their golden brown edges glistening under the sun. With a lightness in my step, I make my way to the front porch, where the gentle warmth of the day beckons me to enjoy the great outdoors rather than linger within the confines of my room. I set my backpack down with a soft thud on the weathered slats of the porch swing, letting it sway slightly beneath my weight. After taking a moment to breathe in the fragrant air, rich with the scent of blooming flowers, I settle into the swing, letting its rhythmic motion soothe me. I carefully pick up another honey cake, its sweet aroma enveloping me as I bite into it. The honey glistens like liquid sunshine. As I savor the treat, I pull my homework from the depths of my backpack, the crisp pages crinkling gently as I open them. A delicate breeze plays with my hair, carrying the faint sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, creating a serene backdrop as I dive into my trigonometry problems. The numbers and equations come alive under my fingers, and for a moment the world fades away, leaving just me, the sunshine, and the pleasant crunch of honey cakes. The birds chirp a merry little tune, their melodies weaving through the air and drawing my gaze upward toward the vibrant blue sky. Suddenly, I am jolted by the unexpected sight of a small boy standing just on the other side of the porch railing.
"You don't belong here,"
he tells me. I frown at the boy, unsure of what the hell he's talking about. This is my home. Of course I belong here. With a sigh of frustration, I reply, "I think you should go home." I stuff my book into my bag, the pages rustling softly, and pick up the plate of snack cakes.
"Nadine,"
he says, stopping me as I reach the front door. My heart hammers in my chest like a drum as I swiftly pivot to face him. His innocent features seem to harbor a depth of understanding that belies his years. Those wide, candid eyes spear me with sincerity. They fixate on me as if he can see straight into my soul, patiently awaiting my next move.
"You don't belong here,"
he says again. "Go away." I choke out as tears of fear brim my eyes. I stumble through the front door, trying to get away from him, and slam the door, relieved he can't follow. I cautiously back away from the door before turning and taking off, running to the stairs and into my room. I rush to my window and look out, but stop when I realize I have no idea what I'm looking for. I swear I'm going insane. Whatever has me spooked fades. I shake my head and settle into my desk to finish my homework. The rest of my evening is completely normal. I have dinner with my parents and then head into the living room with them to enjoy a movie. "What do you feel like watching tonight?" I ask, stepping closer to the television. I grab the remote control from the polished wooden entertainment center and glance at the various movies and shows flickering on the screen. The soft glow illuminates the cozy living room, where the scent of freshly popped popcorn still lingers in the air, creating the perfect atmosphere for a relaxing evening. "Whatever you want, sweetheart," Mom says warmly. Her voice carries a hint of affection that always makes me feel at home. I turn to head toward the inviting softness of the couch. I glimpse him, the boy I saw outside, standing firmly in the dimly lit hallway. His hood still pulled over his forehead. I gasp, a chill of fear wrapping around my heart like a frigid, icy hand. The living room blurs around me, and the familiar warmth of home suddenly feels alien. My parents sit across the room, their smiles wide and serene, completely unbothered by the presence of the strange boy standing silently in the hall with an unsettlingly calm demeanor, as if he belongs here among our family. The walls, once a comforting shade of pale blue, now seem to close in, amplifying the dissonance between the vibrant laughter of my parents and the ominous stillness of the boy's gaze. "Who are you?" I scream at him. My parents remain completely unfazed, their expressions locked in a silent curiosity as they stare into the scene unfolding before them. The boy stands there, hands casually stuffed in his pockets, as he observes me. I shift my gaze around the room, taking in the framed photographs that line the walls. Images of laughter-filled family gatherings, birthday celebrations, and serene vacations. Each picture feels like a fragment of a distant memory, now tinged with an unsettling sense of disconnection. "This isn't right, is it?" I finally murmur, the thought echoing in my mind as I search for reassurance. But the weight of uncertainty hangs in the air. "Whatever you want, sweetheart," my mom says, but I wasn't talking to her. Her voice echoes, sounding hollow and so unlike her. I gaze intently at the boy, willing him to respond, yet he remains silent, his expression unreadable. The air between us feels thick, as if the unspoken words hang like heavy fog, pressing down on my chest with an unbearable weight. Each second stretches out, tightening the grip of anxiety around my heart, making me fear it might shatter under the strain of uncertainty. Hot tears sting my eyes, blurring my vision as I struggle to draw in a breath. My gaze drifts toward my parents, who are locked in a warm embrace, their faces illuminated by genuine joy as they smile at me. My mother looks vibrant and full of life, her laughter ringing like a sweet melody. A pang of disbelief grips my heart. "You're not real," I whisper, my voice cracking with emotion. None of this is real. My words hang heavy in the stillness, a desperate plea against the happiness that feels like a cruel mirage. My heart fractures like a delicate crystal chalice, the shards scattering on the unforgiving pavement. "You're gone, Mom," I whisper, the weight of the words crushing me. "And our home, the very place that held our memories, is just a vacant lot now. The instant the words leave my lips, the reality around me disintegrates into an abyss of emptiness. Wails of anguish claw their way up from the depths of my chest, tearing through me as I crumple to the ground, surrendering to a puddle of tears that betrays my shattered heart. I struggle to catch my breath, each inhalation a laborious effort as the harsh truth crashes over me like a relentless wave. My mother and my grandparents are gone, lost to the unforgiving hands of fate. The stark realization settles like a heavy fog in my mind. No family left to turn to, no warm embrace to seek solace in. It's all been a cruel illusion, and now I stand utterly alone in a foreign and unforgiving world. Why? I breathe out, lost in the darkness and loneliness as my reality sluggishly inches back into my memories. I open my eyes and wipe the tears from them, finding myself on a still lake covered in water lilies as far as the eye can see. Serenity, I say more to myself, trying to remember who I was with last. Am I dead? I ask Cosmo. The little boy stands nearby with his hands still in his pockets. He shakes his head no, filling me with relief.
Death can't find you anymore, and time has only become a friend,
He says. I don't understand, I tell him as I push myself up to my knees. Why would Serenity do this to me?
Heaven and hell have lost all hope, and have no love for man.
I sigh in frustration. You really don't make sense, do you? Havoc's frustration, which I remember from God knows how long ago he talked to Cosmo by the lake, pushes its way to the forefront of my mind. Havoc! I say out loud, thinking of his handsome face and how we left things before I stupidly followed Serenity home. Is he okay?
Come,
Cosmo orders, holding his tiny hand out to me.
walk through time with me.
Thank you for listening to Chapter 13 of Falling for Havoc. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for more notifications. Art, Falling for Havoc, can be found at patpad.com or on the Wattpad app. Search for my username, reading_mermaid08, to see this book and many others I have written.